Ancient texts attributed to Thoth reveal a 2-minute massage that activates your vital energy. I won't show you the exact spot yet. First, I'll prove to you that the mechanism works for you right now. Relax your shoulders. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Now inhale slowly through your nose and exhale through your mouth as slowly as you can, as if you were blowing out a candle without blowing it out. Do this twice. Feel the subtle change in the back of your neck, the lightness in your chest. There you go. You've just given your vagus nerve its first command. It responds to signals, not thoughts. For the ancients, this was the first step in talking to the body. You've already felt the first surrender, a real-time change of state. Now I'll show you why 99% of people live with this nerve shut down, trapped in an internal struggle that saps all their energy. Later, I'll share the 5 ancient keys to keeping this energy flowing all day long. And when your body is ready, I'll guide you through the exact 2-minute massage the title promises, in the spot the Egyptians considered sacred. Stay with me, because without understanding why, the massage becomes just a trick, and the effect doesn't last. If you've ever felt tired for no reason, comment "vital energy" below. Let's begin. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This internal battle that drains your life force isn't a design flaw. On the contrary, it's an ingenious survival mechanism that has ensured our existence for millennia. Imagine your nervous system as a high-performance vehicle equipped with 2 fundamental pedals, an accelerator and a brake. The accelerator is your fight or flight system, a burst of power designed to save you from imminent danger. When our ancestors encountered a predator on the savannah, this pedal was pressed, flooding the body with adrenaline and cortisol, preparing the muscles for explosive action. The problem is, your primitive brain doesn't know the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and an urgent email from your boss. To it, a threat is a threat. In the modern world, predators have changed form. They've become the incessant notifications on your phone, the tight deadlines, the fear-filled news, the discussions on social media, and the constant pressure to be more productive. Each of these stimuli is a small tap on the accelerator pedal, keeping your body in a subtle but chronic state of high alert. Think about how you feel throughout the day. Even when you're sitting at your desk or trying to relax on the couch, is there an underlying tension, a feeling that you should be doing something else, a buzz of anxiety that never quite goes away? That's your fight or flight system operating in the background, never truly shutting down. You're living with your foot constantly pressed on the accelerator, even if the car is parked in the garage. And this constant acceleration takes a devastating toll. This perpetual state of alert burns your vital energy relentlessly. It's like leaving an engine running day and night. Eventually, the fuel runs out and the parts begin to wear out. In the body, this manifests as chronic inflammation, digestive problems, a weakened immune system, and, of course, a profound exhaustion that no amount of coffee can cure. You wake up feeling tired because your body spent the entire night on alert, fighting shadows and imaginary dangers without ever entering a state of deep repair. The most crucial point to understand is this: your body can't accelerate and brake at the same time. It can't be in survival mode and regeneration mode simultaneously. All the energy diverted to keeping you alert is energy not being used to heal your tissues, digest your food properly, or strengthen your defenses. You're locked in a biological civil war, and you're losing this battle every day without even knowing the hostilities have begun. So the question becomes obvious and urgent. If we're constantly accelerating, how can we force our bodies to hit the brakes? How can we break this vicious cycle of stress and exhaustion that has become the norm for so many of us? What if I told you that nature, in its infinite wisdom, installed a biological emergency handbrake, a master system designed precisely for this purpose? A mechanism that modern science is only beginning to decipher, but which the ancients already knew how to activate. The biological handbrake. It's precisely in this scenario of constant acceleration that our mysterious nerve enters the scene, not as a simple brake, but as your body's master handbrake. It's the master commander of your rest, digest, and repair system, the calming counterpart to your alert system. When you activate it, it's like pulling this biological handbrake, sending an unequivocal and powerful message to every cell in your body. The message is clear. The threat has passed. The battle is over. You are safe. You can lay down your weapons and begin the healing process. The effect is almost immediate and spreads through your body like a wave of tranquility. Your heart, which was previously beating rapidly due to anxiety, begins to slow, finding a calmer, more coherent rhythm. Your breathing, which was short and shallow, deepens, bringing more oxygen and vital energy into your system. Your muscles, previously tense and ready for action, begin to relax. It's a complete physiological shift, a conscious switch-off from survival mode that allows your body to finally do what it was designed to do: regenerate. In this state of induced calm, your immune system, which had been suppressed by the stress response, can finally turn its attention to its maintenance tasks. It can fight inflammation, repair damaged cells, and protect you against pathogens much more effectively. The deeper, non-negotiable truth is that true healing, whether physical or emotional, simply cannot occur under stress. Your body needs to feel safe in order to heal itself, and learning to control this nerve is gaining the ability to give yourself this safety signal on demand. By mastering this activation, you're not just managing stress, you're reclaiming control over your own physiology. You gain the ability to consciously shift your body out of panic mode and into deep regeneration mode. It's the gateway to inner peace, a direct path to vitality that doesn't depend on external stimulants. It's like discovering a clean, renewable energy source within yourself, a source that was there all along, waiting to be tapped. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. While contemporary science, with its sophisticated equipment, is only now mapping the functions of this nerve and confirming its incredible benefits, this knowledge is not new. The ancient mystery schools, especially in Egypt, didn't speak in terms of the parasympathetic system or vagal tone. They used a different language, a language of energy, spirit, and consciousness, but they were describing exactly the same mechanism. They saw this nerve as something much more than just a biological component. They understood it as a sacred channel, a physical bridge to higher states of consciousness. For them, stimulating this nerve was a fundamental spiritual practice, a form of inner alchemy. And what they knew for millennia is only now being rediscovered, revealing a surprising connection between human anatomy and ancient maps of consciousness. What science calls a nerve, they called a pathway to the gods. Modern science may have given this nerve a name, but the ancient Egyptians, in their profound wisdom, had already mapped its spiritual significance. In sacred texts attributed to Thoth, the scribe of the gods and guardian of hidden knowledge, we find descriptions of a serpent of energy or serpent of light. This energy, they believed, ascended the spinal column, functioning as a direct channel connecting the physical, earthly body to the higher, divine consciousness. For those initiated into the mystery schools, this was no mere poetic metaphor. It was a literal map of a real structure within the human body. What's absolutely astonishing is that when we superimpose this ancient energetic map onto modern anatomy, the correspondence is perfect. The anatomical path of the vagus nerve, descending from the brainstem, passing through the neck, surrounding the heart and lungs, and extending to the abdomen, precisely mirrors the path described for this energetic serpent. The ancients didn't have MRIs, but through introspection and deep states of consciousness, they were able to perceive and map this internal highway that governs our well-being. In their view, chronic stress, emotional trauma, and a life disconnected from nature and spirit caused a blockage in this channel. The serpent of energy could no longer flow freely, resulting in a painful disconnection between the soul and its physical vessel. This rupture, they believed, was the root of all disease and human suffering. The body, isolated from the wisdom of higher consciousness, began to function in a disordered manner, like an orchestra without a conductor. Therefore, for these wise men, stimulating this nerve was much more than just a relaxation technique. It was a sacred act, a ritual of reparation. It was a way to repair the lost connection, to reopen the channel so that vital energy, or the breath of life, could flow freely once again, restoring harmony and communication between body and soul. It was the purest form of inner alchemy, using one's own biology as a tool to transmute suffering into consciousness and illness into vitality. They understood that this reconnection process was not passive. It required conscious participation. It was necessary to learn the keys to awakening the serpent, to invite this energy to rise and purify the system. Every technique they used, from specific breathing patterns to the use of sound and vibration, was designed to stimulate this physical and energetic channel, re-establishing divine order within the body's temple. It was the hero's journey unfolding internally on the stage of one's own physiology. This lost connection, this interrupted communication, has a central point, an epicenter where the drama of our internal disconnection unfolds most intensely. It is the meeting point between two of our most powerful and symbolic organs. A place where the battle between fear and love is fought with every heartbeat, with every thought. And it is the health of this communication that defines the quality of our lives. The highway between heart and mind. This vital connection between body and soul has its epicenter in the communication between two organs that define our human experience, the heart and the brain. The heart, in all ancient traditions, is considered much more than a simple blood pump. It is seen as the seat of the soul, the source of our intuition, courage, and deepest feelings. It is our center of innate wisdom. The brain, on the other hand, is the center of perception, logical thought, and our interface with the material world. It is the great data processor of our reality. The vagus nerve acts as the main communication superhighway, between these two power centers, a biological fiber optic highway with heavy traffic in both directions. Most of the information, about 80%, actually flows from the body to the brain, not the other way around. This means your brain is constantly receiving updates from your heart about how you truly feel, long before your conscious mind processes that information. It's your intuition speaking directly to your reason. The problem is that when you live in a chronic state of stress, this highway becomes completely congested. Imagine a massive traffic jam on a freeway. Communication becomes slow, distorted, and inefficient. Your heart, the center of your truth, may be sending clear signals that something is wrong, that a path is not for you, but your mind, dominated by fear and survival programming, fails to receive the message. It goes in another direction, creating a painful state of internal fragmentation. This disconnect is the source of much of our suffering. It's the feeling of being torn, of wanting one thing but doing another. It's the internal struggle between what you feel is right and what your mind tells you is safe or logical. Living in this state of incoherence is energetically exhausting and spiritually desolate. You feel like a rudderless ship pulled in opposite directions by the tides of intuition and the winds of mental anxiety. Activating the vagus nerve is like calling a declutter service for this internal highway. Mindful practice clears the congestion, restoring the free flow of information and coherence between heart and mind. Suddenly, the mind can finally hear the heart's silent wisdom. Intuition becomes clearer, decisions become easier, and a sense of unity and purpose begins to emerge. You stop fighting yourself and begin to operate from a place of integrity. This act of unification is the first and most crucial step in remembering that your body is not a faulty machine or an enemy to be fought. It is a sacred instrument, a quantum biocomputer designed to be a perfect conduit between earth and heaven. Now that you understand why this connection is so vital and how it was lost, the question becomes practical. How can we, in our daily lives, begin to clear this highway and restore harmony? The first technique is so fundamental and accessible that it seems almost too simple to be true. Now that the map has been revealed, let's look at the keys that unlock the doors. The fastest, most direct and powerful way to take control of your internal state and activate your vagus nerve is through something you already do every second. Breathing. But it's not automatic, shallow breathing that keeps us alive. It's conscious, intentional breathing. The ancient key, confirmed by modern science, lies in a simple ratio. Your exhalation should be significantly longer than your inhalation. Imagine that your inhalation activates the accelerator and your exhalation activates the brake. By prolonging your exhalation, you are consciously holding the brake pedal for longer. The technique is simple. Inhale gently through your nose, mentally counting to 4. Hold for a moment, then exhale very slowly through your mouth, as if you were blowing gently through a straw, counting to 8. Just 1 minute of practicing this 4-8 rhythm sends an undeniable biochemical signal of safety to your brainstem, telling your body to shift out of alert mode. This practice is much more than a mechanical exercise. It's an act of attuning your internal rhythm to the rhythm of the universe. It's a way of telling your body, in the only language it understands without filters, that everything is okay, that danger is an illusion of the mind. By doing so, you hack your body's alarm system and take command, moving from the terrified passenger seat to the calm and centered driver's seat. This is your first tool, available anytime, anywhere. The second ancient key to this biological awakening is the use of cold. Ancient cultures, from Spartan warriors to Tibetan monks, have always used cold as a tool for purification and strengthening. The momentary thermal shock forces a reset in the nervous system, and the vagus nerve responds to this stimulus by increasing its tone, that is, its responsiveness. You don't need to dive into a frozen lake to reap this benefit. The application can be much simpler and more accessible. Start by splashing the coldest water possible on your face. The shock sensation on your richly innervated facial skin sends a direct signal to the vagus nerve. For an even more powerful and localized effect, take an ice pack or even a bag of frozen vegetables wrapped in a thin towel and apply it to the back of your neck, right at the base of your skull. This is an area where the vagus nerve passes closest to the skin's surface, making it particularly receptive to this stimulation. Hold the ice there for a minute or two, breathing deeply as you do so. You'll feel your body adjust, your heart rate change, and a wave of calm settle in. Cold in this context isn't a discomfort to be avoided, but a powerful teacher. It forces you to be fully present in the now, breaking the cycle of anxious thoughts about the past and future. It's a way to use acute, controlled physical stress to eliminate chronic, diffuse mental stress. These two keys, breathing and cold, are incredibly powerful on their own. They're the foundation of any nervous system regulation practice. But there's another technique, an even more direct and manual approach, something you can do right now, wherever you are, that combines physical touch with conscious intention. A technique as strange as it is effective, it focuses on a specific access point in your body. The secret to the 2-minute massage. And now we get to the heart of the matter. The manual technique you can apply to yourself for almost instant relief. Breathing and cold are powerful keys, but this is a direct approach, a physical access to this internal system. The vagus nerve, on its path from the brain to the body, gives off several branches, and one of them, the auricular branch, passes through a very accessible area behind your ear. It's a secret access point, a place where conscious touch can have a profound and immediate effect on your entire system. Let's find this spot together. Using your index and middle fingers, locate the hard bone you feel directly behind your earlobe. This is the mastoid process. Now slide your fingers down and slightly back toward the back of your neck. You'll feel your fingers sink into a softer area, a small muscular valley between your jawbone and the large muscles of your neck. This gentle depression is your target zone. This is where the vagus nerve is closest to the surface. Now that you've found the spot, the key is in the application. It's not about force, but about presence. Begin to gently massage this area on both sides of the neck simultaneously. Use slow, deliberate circular motions. Close your eyes if you can, and focus your full attention on the sensation of touch. Feel the warmth of your fingers, the texture of your skin, the gentle pressure on your muscles. Intention here is as important as the physical action. You're sending a message of safety and care to your body. As you perform this massage, incorporate the key to breathing we have already learned. Inhale deeply through your nose and, as you exhale slowly through your mouth, allow your shoulders to relax and tension to melt away. Continue this mindful massage for just 2 minutes. It may seem like a short time, but in the world of the nervous system, it's an eternity. This direct physical stimulation sends electrical signals along the vagus nerve, which travel to the brainstem and from there spread, instructing your body to shift into relaxation mode. It's a manual technique for activating the biological handbrake, a knowledge that perfectly combines modern anatomy with the ancient wisdom of therapeutic touch. This is the secret promised in the title, a simple massage that can be performed anywhere, at any time, and that has the power to radically change your state of being in just 120 seconds. It's proof that you hold in your own hands the ability to calm the inner storm and find a safe haven of calm. Try it now. Pause for a moment and do it. Feel the subtle but undeniable change in your body. The weight lifting from your shoulders, your mind quieting, your breathing becoming easier. This is your innate power in action. But activation doesn't have to stop there. Massage is a powerful tool, but there are other keys, even more pleasurable and integrated into your daily life, that can keep your vagus nerve toned and your vital energy flowing. Massage is a form of external stimulation, but what if I told you that you can stimulate this nerve from the inside out, using only the power of your own voice? The vagus nerve is intrinsically connected to your vocal cords and the muscles in your throat. Any activity that makes this area vibrate acts as an internal massage for it. That's why ancient practices like chanting mantras are so powerful. But you don't need to become a monk to reap the benefits. The simple act of humming your favorite song in the car or shower is a fantastic way to activate. Feel the vibration in your chest and throat. Another incredibly simple technique is to gargle with water. The contraction and vibration of the muscles in the back of the throat during gargling directly stimulates nerve fibers. And if you want to go deeper, intoning a low, continuous sound, like the sound Om, creates a deep resonance that calms the entire nervous system. Sound is a release tool, a vibration that can literally shake stress out of your body. But of all the keys, the most pleasurable and perhaps the most powerful is joy. Think about the last time you had a genuine laugh, the kind that comes from deep in your belly and makes your eyes water. This action, deep laughter, causes a massive and positive change in your physiological state. It contracts the diaphragm, alters your breathing pattern, and sends a cascade of well-being signals through the vagus nerve. Laughter is not only the best medicine, it is one of the best regulators of the nervous system. Along with laughter comes gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a positive emotion, it's a specific vibrational frequency. When you stop for a moment, close your eyes, and feel sincere appreciation for something in your life, no matter how simple, you generate a measurable state of coherence between your heart and your brain. Your heart rhythms become more ordered and synchronized, creating the perfect internal environment for the vagus nerve to thrive. Laughter and gratitude are the frequencies of the soul feeling free. They are proof that the path to well-being doesn't have to be solemn or serious. Joy, play, and appreciation are top-notch spiritual and biological tools. Singing, laughing, and feeling gratitude, these are not trivial activities. They are high-performance practices for your health and vitality. They change your biochemistry, elevate your energy, and strengthen your ability to deal with life's challenges from a place of calm and resilience. By incorporating these practices into your routine, you keep your vagus nerve constantly toned like a muscle that's regularly exercised. You become less reactive to stress and better able to quickly return to a state of balance. But we're not done yet. There are two more techniques, subtle but incredibly effective movements that serve as the final touch to complete our activation toolkit. The final touch, the look and the movement. Now that we've explored the major keys, let's refine our practice with two final techniques that are subtle but profoundly affect the system. The first involves your eyes. It may seem strange, but the vagus nerve is connected to the tiny muscles that move your eyeballs. By consciously controlling your eye movement, you can directly influence the state of your nervous system. It's a simple exercise that you can do discreetly anywhere. Sit or lie down comfortably, keeping your head still and looking straight ahead. Now, without moving your head, simply move your eyes as far as you can to the right. Hold your gaze in this position for about 30 to 60 seconds, or until you feel a sigh, a yawn, or the urge to swallow. These are signs that the parasympathetic system is being activated. Then, bring your eyes back to center and repeat the process on the left side. This exercise helps release tension held at the base of the skull and signal safety to the brain. The second final technique is mindful touch, an act of self-compassion that reconnects your mind to your body in a loving way. In our culture, we often overlook the healing power of our own touch. Simply place your hands on your neck and shoulders, areas that commonly hold a lot of tension. Close your eyes and massage these areas with presence and gentleness. This is not a technical massage, but an act of care. Feel the warmth of your hands penetrating your muscles. Send an intention of gratitude and love to this part of your body that works so hard for you. This simple act of self-compassion is profoundly regulating for the nervous system. It breaks the cycle of dissociation in which the mind lives separate from the body. It's a physical reminder that you are present, safe, and cared for. A message the vagus nerve transmits throughout your being, fostering a sense of wholeness and peace. By combining these sacred keys, breathing, cold, massage, vibration, joy, gaze, and touch, you create a complete arsenal for your well-being. You are no longer at the mercy of your body's automatic reactions to stress. You have a set of tools to consciously shift your state at any moment. You become the conductor of your own biological orchestra, capable of creating symphonies of calm and vitality instead of cacophonies of anxiety and exhaustion. When these keys are practiced regularly, the vagus nerve awakens from its lethargy. It becomes stronger, more resilient, and quicker to respond. And the effects of this toning are not just momentary, they begin to manifest at all levels of your being, from the densest to the most subtle, leading to a profound and lasting transformation in your life experience. When you consistently practice these keys and your vagus nerve awakens, the transformation that occurs is profound and far-reaching. Physically, the results are tangible and often rapid. Your heart rate evens out, the chronic inflammation that's the root of so many diseases begins to decrease. Your digestion improves dramatically, and the mental fog caused by stress dissipates, giving way to a clarity of thought you may not have felt in years. You begin to feel more at home in your own body. But the most profound and significant changes occur at a level that science still struggles to measure. You stop living as a hostage to time, constantly ruminating on past mistakes or feeling anxious about the uncertain future. You begin to inhabit the infinite richness of the present moment. Life ceases to be a series of problems to be solved and becomes an experience to be lived. Peace ceases to be a distant destination and becomes your starting point. Your body, which might once have felt like a source of noise, pain, and betrayal, becomes an anchor of calm and power. It becomes your ally, your barometer, your teacher. You learn to hear its whispers before they need to become screams. In this state of inner harmony, your entire being begins to remember its original purpose, its divine design, to be a conscious channel between the energy of the earth beneath your feet and the consciousness of the sky above your head. The vagus nerve, at its core, reveals itself as the sacred thread that connects the human to the divine within us. It is the physical bridge through which the energy of the spirit travels to animate matter. By activating it, we are not merely healing the body of its ailments or calming the mind of its worries. We are engaging in a profoundly spiritual act of reunification, reconnecting the two halves of our being, body and soul, which should never have been separated in the first place. You cease to be a consciousness simply inhabiting a body like a driver in a machine, and become an embodied consciousness, a spirit fully living, feeling, and expressing itself through the magnificent human experience. Separation dissolves, and in its place arises wholeness. You are no longer merely in the world. You are a conscious expression of the world itself. The final invitation, therefore, is this: reclaim this temple. Reclaim this power that has always been yours. Breathe deeply and with intention, massage your neck gently, sing in the shower with abandon, laugh heartily until your stomach hurts. Feel gratitude for the simple gift of being alive. These are not trivial acts or distractions. They are the highest forms of prayer, prayers embodied in action, acts of devotion to the life flowing through you, remembering that, at the center of your being, there is a sacred bridge where spirit and biology embrace in every moment. If you've made it this far, it's because you felt the call to awaken your own strength. This isn't a coincidence. To let me know you've completed this journey with me, leave the phrase, "My energy is activated," in the comments. This way, I know who are the people who are truly committed to their own transformation. For those who feel a deep desire to help this channel grow more directly, I've left a link in the first pinned comment where you can contribute. Any help you can give is very important to me and helps me continue to share more content like this. But understand, just watching until the end helps me immensely. If you can, share this video with someone you think needs to hear this message. And before you leave, don't leave yet. I've put together a special video to help you take the next step on this journey, delving even deeper into what we've discussed here. Click on the video now and we'll meet there.